Hi, it's Derek here from myhostedwebsite.com, and in this video I will be talking about and going through a new service, new service to me, called Cloudways. Now, Cloudways is a platform as a service provider. They're based in Malta, and the company has been around since 2009. And basically they offer quick deployment of popular software platforms like WordPress, Drupal, Magento and others. So very similar to my last video, which was focused on Server Pilot, I think Cloudways takes it to another level in terms of how you can manage your cloud server, your cloud-based server. At the moment there are two types of clouds based servers you can implement. One's with DigitalOcean and the other is with Amazon. So this is their website, and you can see here dashboard. You can clone. You have got access to these popular applications that you can store via a one-click install. So it's like their click and go control panel. Support for Nginx, Apache, Varnish, Memcache, and as I said, runs on DigitalOcean or Amazon services. You can sign up here and get started with the first 30 days free, so no credit card required, so you can actually see how the platform works. So I've already signed up. I've been using it for a couple of days now and thought I would just do this video. So I'm going to log into my account and you can see how it looks. Okay, so once you have created your account and logged in, you will be presented with this view. On the left hand side here is your click and go control panel, if you like. On the other side here there's a video that you can watch that goes into details about the service itself. So as you can see here, this is my current VPS. I opted for DigitalOcean VPS, 1 gig of memory, 30 gig hard drive SSD size, which is with DigitalOcean. I currently have 5 applications installed here. I'm going to install how that all works, and I've based my DigitalOcean VPS instance in London. Now the way this is all set up, which I won't show you here because you'll have to do one from scratch, but it's exactly the same options as you would if you were going to buy the VPS from DigitalOcean directly. To go into the server now, we'll just click on Manage Server, and you'll be presented with this view. Again, it's giving you current status of the actual server, and here we have monitoring, so you can actually see what the server is doing currently, and this is live reporting. You can go over from 1 hour, 12 hours, 1 day, 7 days, 1 month. You can look at idle, CPU, free disk space, memory, network traffic, Memcache, Varnish. Quite extensive little monitoring tool there that you could use. And again here, vertical scaling, so if you decide you want to scale your server up or down, you can do it here. Really easy. You just move the scale. You've got 3 options. You can either do this recommend me, where it selects, you select how many page views you want that you're expecting per month, and then it will go and recommend what size server you should upgrade to, which is quite useful. And if you know the size that you want, so at the moment I've got a 1 gig of RAM server, I can actually say, well, okay, I want to upgrade to a 4 gig, which it won't let me do because I'm on the trial. But if this was a normal account, I'll be able to just move this scale and select what I want. And then here, or you will be, once it's been implemented, you'll be able to select when you want that scaling to happen. So for example, if you know you're going to be interviewed on TV tomorrow, you can actually have set your server to scale up as you'd be expecting more traffic after that interview, maybe, as an example. So that's that under there. Managed services. If you click on the plus sign. You can see all the basic stuff that you can restart, stop and restart. So we've got Nginx here, Varnish, Memcache, Apache and MySQL. And go on to server settings. You can see you can set, and each one of these has got a little tooltip to the side, so you can see what they actually mean, execution limit and what that entails, upload size. These are all things for, like, so for example, like here you would come here to set your PHP memory limit if you're using WordPress or Joomla or something similar. So that's that. SSL certificates, this is quite handy. So if you've got or purchased an SSL, you can do all of that setup here. No having to raise a support ticket to shared host environment, and they're going to want to charge you trillions of dollars to install a very simple SSL certificate. You can do it here. Create your CSR, download, install the certificate. It's done. Server settings we did. Server add-ons. So one of the things that I was quite pleased to see, you can bolt on SMTP or Gmail SMTP add-ons, which is great, which means well, let me start again. A lot of these companies that do these managed services, a lot of them do not support email. They won't let you run email servers on your VPS under management, which, as a designer, one of the golden rules, or one of the rules I like to follow, is when I manage customers, I don't manage email on that same server, because it can just be a nightmare. You're dealing with blacklisting, email accounts being blacklisted, spam, all that kind of stuff. It's just a big nightmare. It's a big no-no for me. Never manage email accounts on the same server that you're hosting your WordPress or static websites. Never do it. So with this service, you can now upsell to your client, to your customers. For example, use Gmail. So you could bolt on with the service. I do believe they charge only $2 per email account per month. So you can say how many email accounts you want sent to your account or bolted onto your server, and then you can distribute those email accounts to your customers. Really, really good. You've got SendGrid service here, SMTP. If you've never heard of SendGrid, allow you to send out 20,000 emails a day, whatever. So you can set that up and do email mailing list shots and stuff like that. Gmail, and there's also, I don't know why it's not showing here, but there's also Rackspace email, so you can actually sign up with Rackspace, which is a bit cheaper, I'm assuming, than the Google Apps Gmail, because I think this is $5 or $6 per user, if I'm not mistaken, directly from Google. So the Rackspace email account's $2 a month, so that's a good option there for email. Something which you can't do on Server Pilot, so it's quite useful. Backups are pretty good now. I couldn't find, this has been working for me really, really well. I've just set it to back up every day, and it looks like it backs up per application as well. So if you wanted to roll back just an application, you can do that, which is really good. And I don't think there's no extra charge for it either, so pretty awesome. So those are your monitoring tools. Now I've just set up some test dummy things here, like for example directbelly.com, which is soon to be my blog once I can get around to actually finishing it. So the way you set this up is, I'm going to actually go through and install. Probably easy if I do it that way. So if I'm mumbling along here, I'm going to set up a new application. So I'm going to click on Add Application, and this is where the one-click install bit comes in. So you can just select, these are the predefined applications that can install off the bat for you. So you've got WordPress, Drupal, Joomla, Magento, MediaWiki, a full PHP stack, Moodle, Sugar CRM, PrestaShop, and Koken. Is that right? Koken? I've not heard of that one. And WordPress multi-site as well. Quite useful. So I'm going to do WordPress and highlight WordPress, then click on add new application. Then we just wait for that to install. So it gives you a little countdown, tells you how long the install is going to take. And while you're waiting for that, you've got a little introduction video here that you can click on and wait while you're waiting. Okay, so now the application has been installed. It takes you back to your front end of your console, so you click on Manage Server again and go in to Application Management up here. And it gives you a little notification here telling you that the new application is successfully installed. You can get rid of that notification by clicking on the cross there. And if I go in my list here, you can see here WordPress, and it just adds a, I don't know if is that a date stamp, some sort of application naming convention there. So if you click on that, and you can see your application is now called WordPress 2904 blah 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 dash app. Now if I go to this application URL, which I'll click on here now, you'll see what happens. There is your WordPress install, completely done. Literally just one click and it was installed. It also gives you all of your login details that you need to get to that. So you've got your WP admin URL, username, there's a password here, which is quite handy that it's got a little click to copy, so you can actually copy that to your copy and paste clipboard. It set up the MySQL database for you, so you've got your database name, username, the password, and you've also got your SFTP credentials here, so you can log in via FTP, upload your WordPress install, upload your themes or plugins or whatever you want to FTP up to the actual application itself. You can do all of that from here. I'll just quickly show you the MySQL manager. So basically you're equivalent to my PHP MyAdmin. So here's their equivalent version of that. So you can see your familiar list of tables for WordPress, and you can go in, and look at everything that you would normally look at within WordPress and make any customizations from there. Close the database session from there, takes us back. So that's what you get out of the box, which I think is really, really good from just a one-click install. Let's have a look at domain management. So here is where you would add your domain. So for example, I would go www.mywebsite.com and save that, and then I would go into my DNS settings wherever my DNS is held. I like to use Cloudflare for most of mine, so I'd go in there, set up mywebsite.com and point it to this server, via CNAME record, and point it to the URL of the actual application itself. Just wait for this to update. Obviously this is not my real domains, but just to give you an example of how you would actually go about setting that up. So let's go back into the actual domain we want. So I've called it now mywebsite.com, and then I would just have to point mywebsite.com in my DNS settings to this, because that is the actual application name. So you'd point your CNAME record to that, and then obviously you set up any MX records if you decide to take mail from here, or if you're hosting your mail elsewhere, you would obviously set up your MX records for where your mail is going to be sent to and collected from. Going forward, restore, as I mentioned earlier, you can actually set this particular application to be backed up, and it will back it up for you. Another great feature as well, it's set up for Git, so you can deploy via Git, so you can generate SSH keys here, download them, or install them to your Git account, Bitbucket, whatever you're using for Git repositories. You can do all of that, which is brilliant. I might actually do a more in-depth video on that, on how you set it all up and get it all working. Again, you can migrate applications, and you can update. Some of these services won't work because I'm on the actual 30-day trial on this account, so not all of them will work. I tried this WordPress migration tool, didn't work for me, had an issue. The way it works is you download a WordPress plugin which you install to the site you want to migrate over to Cloudways, and it works very similar to the way Managed WP works. In fact, it didn't work for me, but Managed WP works perfectly fine with this setup. I've been able to to migrate over a website from my Managed WP account. That works perfectly flawless, no problems with that. Obviously they've got Drupal and Joomla migration tools coming soon. So that's basically a quick rundown on Cloudways. I think this is a brilliant platform for developers that maybe manage websites for other clients. You want to keep your costs low, you still want to provide an excellent service and good management. And I've been testing some of the sites I've set up here for speed and stuff, and they have been just as fast as coming. I've moved stuff from my SiteGround account, which is for me one of the better shared service hosting providers out there, and it's running just as fast, no problems, if not faster in some instances. So really good service, good support. As you can see here, they're online now. You can pull up a chat box here and speak to someone. Really good for that. I would say go and check it out. Go to Cloudways, sign up for the free 30 days account, and give it a go, and see what you think. That's all for me on this particular video, and hopefully I'll come back and do some more videos on Cloudways once I've had a thorough look at it and set some live sites up that I intend to run on it. So see you in the next video.